So welcome back to House. So we thought how we will start today is from the very beginning. Ali,
Here I am.
fire away.
Yep, I'm sick and tired. I've been renting for 4 years.
Okay?
I believe, deep down, I'm ready to enter the property market. I want to buy my first property. Then, what should I do?
Okay, so number one is work out your budget. So working out your budget will determine where you're going to look for a property.
Can you explain a bit more? When you say budget in terms of how much I spend per week on or per month on...
No, your budget. So it's basically to work out how much am I going to be able to borrow from a bank.
Right.
This is number one. So because calculating how much you can borrow will determine exactly where to look. Because you're not going to look at Toorak when you have a budget of, say, $700,000.
Correct.
Okay? If you had $7 million, different. But $700,000, no. And then at $700,000, do I want to acquire an apartment or a house?
So
I want land.
So when you say 700,000, is that in terms of I've already got that, I've already...
No, that's going to be your total budget. And that's inclusive of your deposit,
So my deposit...
covering your stamp duty and all the rest.
So last time, I think you suggested you need a minimum of 10%.
Yep.
As a deposit. Cash in hand as a deposit to be paid.
Yeah, correct. That's right. So
And can I ask you, when do you actually pay that deposit? Like, how do you have to... So let's say I'm at an auction and we did the deal.
it's part of that. So you transfer the funds there.
Yes. By what means?
EFT,
Yep.
check.
Yep. So you have to be very clear in your mind and you have to be for certain that you have that deposit.
Yeah, 100% you do. So what my recommendation to people is work out your budget. So including all your savings, and you've got a little bit of extra fat in there, just in case there's something happens along the way and you need a little bit of extra cash. Your full budget, let's say you've worked out, the banks come back to you, yeah, we love you, we'd love to give you money. So you've got a full budget of 700,000.
Just on that, you said the banks come back to you, so that means I should do preliminary work, speak to the banks before.
Wouldn't even look at a house.
Great. Good advice.
So before you even get all excited and think, oh, we're going looking at houses. I hate looking at houses, to be honest with you.
It's ironic. You're in...
Yeah, I don't buying them. I didn't. My wife would go and look at them.
So do you shop around that stage, going to different banks and see what they're willing to lend you at what rate? Or
Yeah, always. So what a lot of people do now is they'll hook up with a mortgage broker, or if you have your own business, you will already have a relationship with a bank, and so you would just speak to the bank, but you can speak to anyone. Everybody wants your business because that's how they make money, lending you money. So before you go looking at houses or anything, you find out what's my ceiling?
Yeah.
And you stick to it. You don't go above it. Oh, if I go another 10%, I'm going to get this.
but my kids really want this.
Yeah.
No.
Stick to your budget. There's a reason it's called a budget. Because it's what you can afford.
Yes.
Okay? So you've worked out your full budget will be $700,000. That's it. Okay, so it's a case of, Ellie, are you looking for a house or an apartment?
Well, you would argue, I was thinking house, but at 700,000, it's more realistic an apartment.
Well, it depends on how far you are prepared to move out from the CBD.
That's it. So you got to put all that into consideration: friends, family, work, like
Everything.
how far. Yep.
Exactly right.
Right. And so, just to be clear, so everyone understands, the further you are from the central part of the city, central business district,
Yep.
usually the cheaper it is.
100% it is. And the rule of thumb is this. Ideally, you want land, okay? That's your value. Your value is in land. It is very convenient, and it's a great way to step into the property market. No question about it. I've got friends that live in apartments. They love them. They would never worry about a house with land. Long term, you are always far better off purchasing land.
Is that for capital appreciation? Yeah,
100%.
So can you explain that?
Yep.
So
So basically what happens, so let's say you purchase an apartment for 700,000.
Yes.
I will purchase land for 700,000.
Yep.
So your apartment that you purchased for 700,000 will have all the bells and whistles. It's going to look fantastic. It'll be new, and it'll look amazing. The house that I buy for 700,000, if it was me, I'm buying the crappiest house I could possibly find in the best street, as close to the CBD as possible.
And public transport.
Public transport, that can be important. It just depends. Everything ties into it. It's what you're prepared to give up. And that's what buying property is. Yes, you acquire the land or the apartment. You need to be happy where it's located as well, because a lot of people, they'll buy a property and in 12 months they're selling it because they don't like the location. Crazy. It will cost you an absolute fortune because you've got agent's fees. Then you've got another stamp duty because you need to acquire another property somewhere else. So make sure you're happy with the location. Very, very important.
Yes, so spend a bit of time researching, speak to people who live there, you know, family, friends in that suburb.
Yep.
Get a better understanding of.
Yeah, definitely. Number one, work out your budget. Number two, find the right location where you're prepared, where you're going to be comfortable. Ideally, let's say minimum 5 years. I'm going to be happy with that location. That's a great start.
So if you're just starting out, maybe got a child, potentially another child down the track, you should consider that for the purchasing of a home.
Yeah, 100%. Are you close to shops? Or are you so far away from a shopping centre that you must travel by car, ideally? Or are you located where it's only a couple of minute walk? There are all these things. Are there schools close by? Primary schools, secondary schools, public transport,
Parks,
recreation. Yeah, definitely. Is the council, do they have a good infrastructure in play? Great library, facilities, if you have children. All this plays a role, and it's actually rightly said, Ali, don't rush. You've always got time on your side. Just investigate.
Just on that, so my friends are saying, oh, but hey, the market's, always going up in value, so if you wait another 6 months, you'll need to pay more.
You never know what the market's going to do. You just don't. I've been trying to guess it for 20 years and I still can't get it right. And you just don't know, because you can expect, and when you think things are going to turn, especially in the property industry, because you see what's going on, then what can happen is that the government steps in, opens up the borders, whatever the case may be, creates a new policy, and all of a sudden, all your plans, they're gone. They're out the window. So as soon as you can, just buy.
Summary, you have to be very clear on what your budget is.
Yep.
Primary importance.
Number one. So before looking at homes, what's that number that I must stick to?
And presumably do a lot of research on those different websites out there, as in realestate.com.au, domain.com, whatever it may be. Spend a lot of time, look what you can get bang for buck. So if you're thinking you got 700,000, you're expecting a 5-bedroom McMansion in South Yarra, well, you're not going to get that. You have to be realistic. You've got to know what's out there. You've got to know the market.
Yeah, definitely. And if it's a house, well, you enter search parameters, and this is the beauty of the internet now. So call it realestate.com. You enter in, say, call it 600,000 to 700,000 houses or apartments. Enter, bang, off it goes, spits it out. And then you go to a map. Can I live over there? Definitely not. It's going to take me 2 hours to get to work. Not a chance. Over here, no, that's not going to work. Okay, it doesn't really suit us living this far out. Let's have a look at an apartment. Because an apartment will bring me straight back into the city, ideally where I'd like to be.
And there's no shame in, as we said, going for apartments. It's a stepping stone if your goal is to acquire property.
Yeah, definitely. And lots of people now will live in an apartment all their life. Fantastic.
Exactly. There's no right or wrong.
Nope. And it's no maintenance, no mowing lawns, no whippersnipping, all the rest of it. So, yeah, we hope that makes it a little bit clearer for you how to begin. But this is a very long journey that you're going to be working through. We can assure you by the end of the process, you will know so much more than the average Joe out there.
Correct.
With what to do and what not to do, because this is where you can lose an awful lot of money as well.
Correct. So in summary, just take your time, consider what's out there, know what your appetite is and how much you can afford.
Yep, sounds good.
Excellent.
Any questions, please post them up.
Like, subscribe, and see you later.
Bye.